In this presentation, I will introduce some of the basics of myself and the course. Also, continued in the course introduction presentation, but focusing more on the schedule here. I am originally from Mississippi, but I have lived all over the southeastern United States. My education began at the University of Central Florida, where, as an undergraduate degree, I went into medical laboratory sciences. I then moved on to Virginia Tech, where I received a master's degree in information technology and then a PhD in business information technology. I have many hobbies outside of academia, including playing classical guitar, chess, sailing, and hiking. This is the end of my second year at Jacksonville University. My work experience is mainly in the healthcare field. I worked at Florida Hospital for a number of years running blood tests, etc., and in the clinical laboratory. I then moved to Virginia and worked in the University of Virginia Health System as a laboratory scientist. I then switched to the business side of the hospital and worked as a database analyst in the revenue cycle. My research is focused on emergency department overcrowding, online health communities, and operations management. I have taught information systems courses previously, plus quantitative methods, introduction to business analytics, applied statistical modeling and analysis, many EMBA and online applied business analytics courses. This is my first DBA course. I enjoy teaching because I gain new perspectives on subjects and I get to meet new people. I am very familiar with online teaching and am most comfortable teaching with technology. So our move to an off-campus course has not been that difficult for me. I would have preferred at least one in-person session so that we could meet face to face. But the goal of this class is to write a conference paper, hopefully about text mining. If you haven't done anything like this before, this may be challenging, but we will break it out into smaller parts so it won't feel too overwhelming. My advice is for you that you will hear me say over and over again is to write every day. Something, anything, even if it doesn't work out. It is better than not writing anything because you won't know what works until you know what doesn't. In general, when you get to your dissertation, writing 1 page per day will help you come to completion because the only good dissertation is a finished dissertation. But That's later. This class will not meet face to face at all. I hope that one day in the future we can meet in my office or discuss future research projects, but due to the change in the format of this class, I have changed some of the presentation of materials. I intended that you would begin your research in class with the input from me and your classmates, but that is not possible right now. And while I will try to replicate that remotely, the best that I can do is to create how-to videos that could be useful. So to make that match with the live sessions, I have pre-recorded videos that I will show during the live sessions and then have a question and answer time after. But the best part of that is that you will have a short instructive video to look back on later when you are working on your assignments. The paper is written in a stepwise format with sections of it due throughout the semester, with various revisions done along the way. It is all designed to model how you will write the portions of your dissertation and create a publishable paper that could be used for your dissertation if you wanted to. I have posted many research papers using text mining for you to read to gain a better understanding. In the latter part of this semester, we will not meet as a class, but I will have individual virtual meetings with each of you that will be scheduled ahead of time. For our second set of live sessions, we will meet all together on the first day and then through virtual individual meetings on the second day. I think it will serve each of you better to get feedback and discussion on your specific project as we progress. I have also set up a discussion board for you to discuss your research with your peers. I encourage you to share and reach out to one another as you work on your papers. I expect all assignments to be turned in online at the time they are due. I've built the schedule in such a way that I will have just enough time to review your assignments before meeting with you, and it doesn't allot time for late work. If you want feedback on an assignment before the due date, you can email it to me, but please make sure I have at least 24 hours to comment. I expect that none of your work will be plagiarism, and I expect you to be on time and prepared for class and scheduled meetings. The meeting times will be close because there are many of you to meet with, so you need to be on time. Be sure you leave enough time for the virtual room to load. Before class, make sure you have reviewed the instructions for upcoming assignments and are prepared to ask questions. Before virtual meetings, be sure you have reviewed any comments I have made on your assignments and have an idea of what you will be working on next and be able to speak on it. These meetings are to discuss your paper and any challenges you are facing. or any thoughts so you have what you need to be prepared. As a professor, I have the following responsibilities. Come prepared to class, every class. Plan my class so you can accomplish the objectives listed in the syllabus. Consider that it is not always your fault if you do not understand the material. To create a mutually respectful classroom environment, and to recognize that sometimes I may grade a question incorrectly. Feel free to talk to me about things as you progress. I will expect you have done due diligence in learning about what you are asking about, but I'm here to help. This class is set up to make a grand goal of a publishable research paper a reality within the span of this semester. I understand how much work this takes with my PhD only a couple of years behind me, but I am sure you can rise to the challenge, and I am here to help. Since we are entirely virtual, everything will be virtual, but I am familiar with this type of class format and am prepared to assist you remotely. Feel free to contact me via email with questions or to request an appointment for a phone call or a virtual meeting. I am happy to work around your schedule with enough planning. This is the schedule from the syllabus, and I thought it might be helpful to review it to start the semester off right. This week we'll have 2 assignments due on Sunday, May 3rd, which will be the rapid minor assignment that we will begin on May 1st, and the initial thoughts of your research topic, which we will discuss on May 2nd. We will also begin the annotated bibliography during class on May 2nd, and you will need to complete it and submit it by May 10th. This will probably be the tightest due date, but I want to make sure you get off to a good start quickly. During the first 4 weeks, you will really need to begin getting the data you need for your project, so you can begin the analyses. But there aren't many assignments checking up on that aspect, so that will just be something we will discuss since everyone will progress that part at a different pace based on the data they are collecting. We will also discuss the literature review on May 2nd, and it will be due by May 31st. I will grade them and provide comments before our next class meeting, so be sure to review the comments before then. On June 5th, we will meet as a class and discuss the rest of the sections of the paper. I believe that on June 6th, I will have scheduled required appointments for each student since our face-to-face time is canceled. I will need to check in with each of you individually regarding your research progress and the comments made on your literature review. On Sunday, June 7th, you will need to submit a research progress statement. After the meetings and your paper is off to a good start, you should be able to settle into a pattern with the rest of the assignments. If you have been working on the paper a little every day, this is usually the point when it begins to go more smoothly. The topics listed in the middle column here is more the section of the paper I thought you would be working on each week. But as long as you are working on it, the order is not important. Each time you submit the paper, different sections are required to be added, and the first draft, which has about half of the sections required, is due on June 21st. See the specific instructions for which sections are required with each draft. Again, I will make comments and we will have scheduled virtual meetings on June 26th. Make sure you have reviewed my comments before the meeting and are ready to discuss your next steps on the paper. There will be a sign up for meeting times in that week's folders, so leave some availability in your schedule on the morning of the 26th. For the next several weeks, you will write the remaining sections of the paper and ensure the formatting is correct. The paper with all sections completed will be submitted by July 19th. Following the pattern from before, I will make comments on your second draft. You will need to review them and we will meet on July 24th during scheduled virtual appointments. This time, we will discuss any changes that need to be made to your final version. During the next few weeks, you will need to make the suggested changes, but also produce a response document, just like you would when you are invited to resubmit an article to a journal, stating how you addressed each comment. There are instructions for this in the course. Additionally, you will need to submit the paper to turnitin.com or Turnitin through Blackboard to ensure there is no plagiarism and to add it to the database to prevent someone from plagiarizing you in the future. The final paper, response document, and Turnitin report need to be submitted by August 10th. Turnitin takes some time to upload and return the reports, so do not leave this until the last minute.